Okay guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to combine together what we did in the previous two videos, and the objective is going to be when you to get to a location, but only when you've collected a certain amount of items. Okay, so we did it before where we collect the 5 items and we win. Before that we just did get them from point A to point B. So combining those together, you've got to get to that point, but having collected those 5 items. So yeah, you would have had to have done the previous two videos before moving on to this one. So if you haven't done so, you'll need to do those two first. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just go back to my objective widget and just change the objective so the player knows what to do. So we've got collect 5 glowing boxes and get to the big round tree. Okay, so the player knows what to do and then how many boxes they've collected. Okay, so what I need is to have a Boolean, essentially, which is going to turn on when I've collected the right amount of items. So again, I'm going to go to my character, all right, where I did the variable for the number of pickups. I'm going to add a Boolean here, which is just going to be, I don't know, box number reached, whatever makes sense to you. Okay, so at first that is going to be off. Okay, so let's go back to my pickup object. Okay, so now when this condition is reached, so when I've got my 5 items, instead of just saying I've won, I'm going to get rid of that. What it's going to do is it's going to cast to the first person character, okay, object being the player character, and it's going to set that Boolean, I can't remember what I called it now, box number reached, that was it. It's going to set that to on. There we go. All right, so now when I get 5, it's going to just turn this Boolean on. Okay, that's all that's doing now. So instead of just saying I've won and showing that widget, it's turning this Boolean to on. Now what I'm going to do is go back to my location actor, which is the one which is the, all it is a collision detection box, the one that I had next to the big tree. So that says when I overlap with a character, it says I've won, but I need a condition in between that now. So let's move that over. Go branch, which is my condition. And the condition is going to be linked to the, I should have called it something I would remember. Get box number reached. There we go. Okay, so because that Boolean is in here, I can find it. Okay, so that's all I need for the condition. So it's going to say, okay, it's looking for this Boolean. When that Boolean is set to true, do this. Okay. If it's not, it won't do anything. So when we overlap with this object, if that Boolean is true, then we'll win. If not, we won't have won. Okay, so actually we have to do. So let's just test it. If I were to run to my, trying to just speed run it, I'm just trying to fudge the system and just get there without collecting the boxes. Come up to the tree, and I haven't won. You didn't win. You didn't do it. So let's go. Okay, let's go back. Collect all of the boxes. Okay, there we go. I've got 5 of them now. Now I go to the tree. And this time it said I've won because the condition's been met. Okay, so just quickly review. So in my pickup items, same thing as before. So still counting how many I've got. The condition is when I get to 5, what it then does is it turns on a Boolean, which is stored in my character. Okay. and then the location box collision. When that Boolean is then on, then it will display this. If it's not on, that's why that false is just empty. Everything will just continue as normal until that has been reached and is true. Okay, so that's how we can combine those together so that when you've picked up a certain number of things or killed a certain number of enemies or whatever it might be, and then got to the location, then the objective is met.